सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शांति मंत्र। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यात् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। Passage number 2. सह 12 वर्षः उपेत्य 24 वर्षः सर्वान् वेदान् अधीत्य महामनाः अनुचानमानि स्तब्ध एयाय तम्ह पिता उवाच श्वेतकेतो यन्न सौम्य इदं महामनाः अनुचानमानि स्तब्धोऽसि उत तमादेशम् अप्राक्ष्यः यथा सौम्य एकेन मृत्पिण्डेन सर्वं मृण्मयं विज्ञातं स्यात्। वाचारम्भणं विकारो नामधेयम् मृत्तिकेत्येव सत्यम्। Father asked Shvetaketu an extraordinary question, that did you learn from your teacher about that entity by knowing which everything becomes known. Did you gain the knowledge of that from your teacher? And this completely surprised and stunned. Shvetaketa was stunned listening to that. There can be something like this also. Kathan bhagava sadesho bhavati. Hey Bhagavan, O revered sir, how can this be? How can this be that by knowing one thing that you know something else, let alone knowing everything? It is not our experience that by knowing one thing such as a part, that you know another thing such as a class. Even that also is not a matter of our experience. And here you are saying that by knowing one thing, everything becomes known. How can that be? Then the father said, Yatha Somya, so with common examples this is illustrated. How? By knowing one thing, everything becomes known is possible. And that possibility is shown here with the help of examples, common examples. Yatha Somya, ekena mritpindena sarvam mrunmaya vijñātam syāt. Just as in our day-to-day life, ekena mritpindena vijñātena, when you know one lump of clay, meaning that when you know the clay, sarvam mrunmaya vijñātam syāt, that everything that is made of clay becomes known. So how can it be? Because from clay you make pots and pitchers and pans and plates. So by knowing clay, how do we say the pot is known? This pot is not just clay. The pot has something more than clay, which is name and form. It is name and form that enables that pot to have usefulness. This pot is useful. You can carry water in it, you can fill water in that, which you cannot do in clay. Meaning that there is something more in this pot than clay. So even if you know the clay element in this object or pot, as we said yesterday, before the pot was created, you had seen the lump of clay. So you knew what clay is. And now when you see the pot, you recognize the clay part because you already know that. So you recognize that there is no transformation, the clay part in this object. If there is something called change or transformation, it is this name and form. So by knowing the clay, you know the clay part in this pot, not name and form. Is it not so? How do you say that sarvam brunmem vijñātam syāt ekena mritpindena vijñātena? That by knowing clay, that everything made of clay becomes known, not everything. Only one part of this becomes known. So this is a pot, there can be a pitcher, there can be a plate, there can be a variety of objects made of clay. In all those objects, the clay part becomes known, we admit. But how about the potness, pitcherness, plateness, the name and form doesn't become known? You cannot say name and form do not exist because that is what makes this object useful. The usefulness, you can transact. Please bring a pot. Please bring a pitcher. That's how transaction takes place. That you bring a specific kind of an object. Please bring clay. You cannot say that because what will you bring? And therefore, the question remains. So how do you say that by knowing the clay, this object and similar objects made of clay are known? How are they known? Because there are two elements here. One is clay, other is name and form. And every name and form is different. So then what about name and form? So the next part of the statement says, Vācārambhanam vikāro nāmadhayam. What is called vikara? Transformation. which is the name and form. What is used is the word vikara, which means transformation. So transformation that has taken place in the clay. You have seen the lump of clay earlier, you see the same clay in this new form. So what is added here is that form and name. So transformation means name and form. So vikara means transformation, which means name and form. So then what is the status of this vikara? What is the status of name and form? Vacharambanam, vagalambanam. It merely hangs on the speech. It is only made up of speech. What do you call part? It is only made up of speech, not made up of clay. See, vag arambhanam, meaning that vikara, such a part, is only made up of speech. What is made up of speech? Really, is just the word part. So what you call part, the object part, is nothing more than the sound part or the word part. Because, as I said yesterday, there is here a tangible object corresponding to the word clay. But there is no tangible object corresponding to the word part. Because if from what we call part, you take away the clay, no tangible thing remains. In fact, nothing remains. And therefore, there is no tangible substance here. Then what is it? The word part. It's very important. So what is the reality of what we call vikara, transformation, name and form? What's reality? Nothing more than just the word. Vikaro namadheyam. Namadheyam means only name. Nothing more than name, nothing more than the word. The word and the meaning. Pada and artha. Pada means the word, artha means the meaning. Therefore, there is nothing more than a word. This is a very fantastic and most, most amazing statement. Most extraordinary thing. To say that there is no entity such as a part other than the word part. And therefore, what is important here, or what is the real thing here? Mritika ityeva satyam. In this so-called part, what is the real thing? Mritika iti. Only clay is real. Clay is a substance. There is nothing other than clay. There is no reality other than clay. So yesterday we had given an equation. What is the part? Clay plus name and form is equal to part, right? Why? You have some problem with that? Clay plus name and form is part. Then we said part minus clay is name and form. But when you take away the clay from this part, what remains? Nothing. That is name and form. So name and form is nothing as far as the reality is concerned. That's exactly what it is. This is important because there were in the Indian system of philosophy called Vaisheshikas and Naiyayikas, who say that name and form also is real. They are called Dvaitins or dualists, for whom Brahma Satyam, Jagat Satyam. What is Jagat? Name and form. So Brahman also is real, name and form also is real. Clay also is real, and the part also is real. Name and form is also real. This is their philosophy. Why is it so? Because part serves a purpose which clay does not serve. Therefore, part also is real. That is why they put this equation. clay plus name and form is equal to pot. Whose equation is this? That's the equation of Naiyayikas. Because when can you put a plus sign, between only equal things? Plus sign can be only if the clay and name and form had equal satta or equal reality, then only you can put a plus sign. It is, Vedantin says, it is not clay plus name and form. You know what Vedantin is? Clay upon which name and form is superimposed. Clay upon which name and form is superimposed. What do you mean superimposed? Superimposition is that which does not bring about any change. So, upon which superimposition takes place is called substratum or adhishthanam. The rope snake example, the rope is adhishthanam, substratum. Snake is adhyastha, superimposed. So superimposition does not bring about any change or transformation in adhishthanam, in substratum. If name and form were real, then they would have brought about a transformation in the adhishthanam itself. If snake was real, then it would have changed the rope also. The superimposition of snake does not bring about any change or transformation in adhisthana, which is rope. Similarly also Vedantin say that this name and form is superimposed upon, in this case upon clay. Call clay the adhishthanam, substratum, and the name and form is adhyastha, or is superimposed. Therefore, what we call pot is a union of two things. Union of two entities, adhishthanam and adhyaropa. Adhishthanam is called satyam. Why? Because it is never negated. What was there before, what is there now, what will be later. And therefore, kalatrepi tishtati, that which obtains in all the three periods of time, in the past, present and future, is called satyam. What is truth? Is that which is ever the same in the past, present and future. What did not exist in the past, which will not exist in the future, which exists only momentarily, is not real. Adavante jannasti vartamanepi tattatha. Again in Mandukya Karika, this statement is repeated more than once. Adavante jannasti, that which did not exist in the beginning, which will not remain at the end, is as good as not there in the middle. A very profound statement. That which did not exist in the beginning, ante, that which will not be there at the end, vartamane tattata, that is not as well not there even in the present. But I see it, still it is not there. I see a pot. Don't you see a pot? You see? Or do you see clay? What do you see? What do you see? What do you touch? What do you smell? No, what you see is clay. Pot is here. Clay is here. Pot is here, meaning it is superimposed. Satyanrute mithuni kritya, says Shankaracharya in the Bhashya, Dhyas Bhashya. That what is being done is Satya Anutam. Satya means the truth, Anutam means Mithya. Satya and Mithya both are united. There is union of Satya and Mithya. That is what we call an object, creation. It's a very, very profound principle. The most basic principle in the non-duality. To understand Advaita or Advitiyatva, this is what we need to very clearly and firmly understand. that name and form is superimposed upon the truth. Because clay existed before the pot was there, clay will continue to exist even after the pot is destroyed, and clay is there even when the pot is. So clay obtains in all the three periods of time is Satyam. That's the definition of Satyam, Sat, in Tattvabodha. Kalatrevi tishtati iti Sat. Simple definition. Sat kim? Kalatrevi tishtati. Chit kim? Swaprakasham. So this is how simple explanations are given. So it is clay which obtains in all the three periods of time. There is Sat or Satyam. Sadeva Satyam. Sat alone is Satyam. Then what is the status of name and form? It's called Mithya Vacharambhanam. Namadhyam, it is only in name. Its existence is no more than the word part. In Vedanta it's called Mithya. What is Mithya? Which is not there in reality, but which appears to be there, is called Mithya. Yadasat bhasamanam tan mithya swapna gajadivat. In the Panchadashi this is said. That which is not there but that which appears is called mithya. Example, swapna gajadivat. Like the elephants and mountains in a dream. They are not there but they shine. Not only shine, I take them to be real in the dream. That's called mithya. Similarly, there is no such object called part. You can say there is a word part. And a concept, notion part. The word part and a notion corresponding to the word part. But there is no substance called part. So even though there is no substance called part, we think that it is there. So that part is mithya. Not the whole thing is not mithya. In this, what is mithya? The name and form or transformation aspect is mithya. Mithya cannot exist unless it is supported by Satyam. Wherever pot is, there must be clay. Similarly also, wherever mithya is, Satyam must be there. This is the saving grace. Only Buddhas accept that mithya exists without adhisthānam. Now that's a different thing. But that is not our experience. People talk about things which are never experienced, then how do you So how do you see shunyam? How do we see shunyam? How do you experience shunyam? Because the experiencer of shunyam will remain anyway. I experience shunyam, but you are the experiencer is there. So there is no shunyam. Anyway, so this is every object is a union of Satyam and Mithya. What is Satyam? The Adhishthanam, substratum, or called Upadana Karanam, the material cause. In this case, clay. So, Mritika ityeva Satyam. So, in this part, what is Satyam? What is the reality? Mritika iti, the clay is reality. What is the part? Vacharambhanam, merely the creation of speech. It's amazing, words are very powerful things. Shabda Shakti, Shabda has a tremendous power. You know what's the power? When a word is uttered, it creates a corresponding cognition or a notion in our mind. You hear a word and something has to happen in the mind. The meaning will flash in your mind. But Swamiji, if you utter a word in language that I do not know, then no meaning flashes. Something flashes. What is Swami talking about? Something will happen in the mind. When you hear a word, something will happen. I don't understand that. Something strange. But some kind of a reaction will come. That is the power of the word. Let's call it that. Always creates a corresponding response or cognition or in my mind. Vritti. Pratya. And so, this is a name. That's all there is. Because when you utter the word, you think that the real part. The word part creates in the mind notion of part, and then I take it to be real. That is why it said Mrittika ityeva satyam. Here, the Mrittika or the clay alone is satyam. Clay. And that's only reality. Meaning that if you know the reality, you have known this object, because what other than reality is just not there really. Except when you use the word part, then it seems to create in the mind some kind of an object or a part which is real. So that it is not real is not to be seen, understand. Mithya is not to be seen. Mithya is to be known in the mind. Because it is a notion in the intellect. So that is where that notion is to go. So Advaita you don't see, by the way. I don't see Advaita. Doesn't have to be seen, has to be understood. That in spite of seeing all these variety and multiplicity and disparity, that is still one. Even though you see thousands of waves, and still you see the fact that it is water. The waves do not have to disappear for you to appreciate it as water. Even when you look at the wave in your mind, that reflection, contemplation takes place, that the name and form of the wave is what? Like name and form of the pot. So what applies to pot applies to every name and form. What is wave? Water plus name and form, right? Water plus name and form. Is it so? Water upon which name and form is? Remember this, not plus. Plus is, that's what Nayayika says. Name and form also is real. And then, no. Vedantins is water upon which name and form is superimposed. That's called a wave. If you say plus, then both are equally real. So that name and form is superimposed is something that is understood in the intellect, understand, not seen with the eyes. You don't say mithya, you understand mithya as mithya, and then you see that what is water. That is what you see in your mind's eye. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha, it's called jnana chakshu. Not this chakshu by which you see the reality, you understand it. That's all you need. Because wrong understanding alone creates all the... There is no... As we last night our friend said, everything is perfect. It is so. But I should see perfect as perfect. I have my own definition of what perfect is. They say everything is beautiful. What is beautiful. But to me it doesn't look like. Why? This is not beautiful. That's not. Why is it so? How come I fail to see beauty everywhere? Because I have my own notion of what beautiful is. So I see beauty only when it satisfies my notion. Suppose I don't have notion about beauty. So we put conditions of everything. It's called beautiful provided it's this, and not that. So I put condition. Suppose I don't put any condition. Then I see that what is beautiful. So beauty is not something which is to be seen by the eyes. Ugliness also is not seen by the eyes. It's superimposition of mind only. So when my mind becomes free from all notions, demands, expectations, as to what is beautiful. Now this requires a lot of vairagya. See, Vedanta talks of vairagya. To appreciate the fact that all this is clay is not easy. Swamiji, what about this? It's a beautiful part. Look at look at the shape, how nice it is, and look at the color and look at the design. It's a 300 euro, it's an ancient pot. It's a collector's item and it costs thousands of dollars. I mean, how can you say it's not there? So emotions come in the way. When Vedanta declares that Brahma is Satyam, Jagat is Mithya, even Himalaya is Mithya. All these great glorious things are Mithya. So they think Mithya means we are rejecting them. Mithya is not rejection of something. Mithya is not condemning something, understand? Unfortunately, the word mithya is used like that in the colloquial language. Mithya means cheating, mithya means so that mithya is not. Mithya means mithya. Meaning it is not bad, it's not rejected, it is not ugly, it is not non-existent. So when can I see that this object is nothing but clay? When I am totally indifferent to the name and form. Yes, it is a beautiful shape. There is beautiful color, beautiful painting on that. All of this is fine. And still, all that does not make this object real. It is there where it is. Meaning that even when we appreciate the beauty of this part, if we cultivate the ability to withdraw our mind from that so-called beauty, whatever that part is, in spite of its being beautiful, can I drop it from my mind? Yes, only when you drop the pot from your mind that you appreciate clay. Even as I am holding it in my hand, it is possible for you to appreciate the object as clay. If you just focus your attention on the clay part, then the name and form will disappear from your mind. Even as I am holding a golden ornament, you can just see the gold. You can focus your mind upon the gold part. It's possible, is it not so? Then you will become unaware, of your name and form. It's possible, is it not? And try to focus attention on name and form and try to become unaware of gold. Try that one. You focus attention on name and form and appreciate that and take your mind away from gold. That we'll give you Nobel Prize for that. See the difference? It is possible for me to withdraw my mind and become unaware of the name and form while focusing my attention on gold. But I cannot take away attention from gold and appreciate this, because gold is substance. It is real. So we can never get away from what is real, whereas we can drop and let go what is unreal, what is mithya. So that which is let goable, means nisheda yogyam mithya. That which can be dropped, let go, is called mithya. It can be beautiful, but how is it so beautiful? How can I let go from your mind? You have to grow a little more. Letting go doesn't mean you have to hate it, understand? Let go doesn't mean that you're hating it or that's what people think. Vedanta declares the world is mithya. How can it be mithya? How can you hate this world? You don't have to hate it, you love it. But not attachment. It's attachment that makes my mind riveted on the name and form. Love enables me to let go. Hold on. I don't need to hold on to something. To love somebody, I don't have to hold on to them and possess them and stuff like that. In love, you can give freedom without feeling insecure, by the way. I give freedom sometimes, but it goes away, what will happen to me? So, this is not Vedanta, but still, in real love, it doesn't matter where something is there in front of you or not, because it's in your heart and it cannot get away from there. That's what our great sage Surda says, that, oh Lord Krishna, you held my hand and ran away from me. Doesn't matter. You can run away from my, you can release from my hand. You can't get away from my heart. That's a big thing, But suppose, so this is not opposed to love, understand? Vairagya is not opposed to love. It is opposed to only attachment. If you understand the difference between attachment and love, attachment means expectation. I love you, what do you do for me? I did this for you, That is what pollutes the love. Not that love is not there, but when it is mixed up with this kind of expectation, then it becomes polluted. So give up all expectation. Is it possible? When can I give all? When I can accept a thing as it is. You know what is expectation? I make a demand upon thing that you must dress like this, then only I can love you, and you must that. So there are expectations upon things. That I can enjoy food only when it is certain taste, and I can enjoy something only when it is like this and not otherwise. All conditions. Unconditional. They talk of unconditional love, etc. We have to grow to that. But the point is, imagine, that I don't put any condition upon this object, then it will be possible for me to let go of the name and form. But I know that by letting go of name and form, I am not losing anything. If I thought I am losing something, I can never let go. When I realize that the substance is gold, and name and form are incidental, that gold, this ornament is beautiful because of gold and not the other way around, you see. The beauty in the ornament comes from gold. Is it not so? Take away gold, is there any beauty left? So when I appreciate that all beauty, all glory is because of Adhishthana, we attribute all that to name and form. We think name and form is fantastic, beautiful, great. No. It is substratum, which is where from this thing derives its beauty and even existence and everything. Meaning that if you are assured that by letting go of name and form, you are not losing anything, then only you can let go, otherwise you cannot let go. That's why Vedanta is mithya. Mithya means what? Is there? Fine. Not there also is fine. By its having, no value is added. By its going away, no value is lost. That's called mithya. So if you understand that way, then I am able to let go. Then I can appreciate gold. You see, when can you appreciate gold? When you can let go the name and form. This is what they are teaching, how to appreciate things, how to see God. What is Ishvara? That's what it is. But since I am always considering Ishvara is a certain name and form and certain attributes, says no, what is Ishvara? Our names and forms, they are incidental. It's icing on the cake. That's all it is. The real cake is what? The Adhishthana. So in this statement, a very profound and fundamental lesson is given. Mrittika ityeva satyam, that clay alone is real. But somebody says, wait a minute, clay is not real. Even clay also is a modification of something. So, this statement says, Mrittika iti eva satyam. Mrittika iti, that iti means what? As Mrittika is in the case of the pot. What is it? Upadana karanam. So mrittika or clay means upadana karanam, material cause, meaning the material cause is real. So pot then, that example can then be stretched to anything. That pot is a name and form of which the reality is in its upadana karanam. And by knowing the upadana karanam, you as well know the pot because other element, name and form, has no substantiality at all. So that also is important. To understand that I have known the pot when I have known the clay. No, Swami, whatever. So that vairagya is required for name and form. Otherwise the mind gets stuck. How can you say you are known? You are not known. But what is name and form? As far as reality is concerned, see, reality is not determined by usefulness. It is determined whether it can be negated or not. That's Vedanta's definition of Satyam. What cannot be negated. What existed before, what exists now, what will continue to exist is Satyam. What comes in between is incidental. And therefore, incidental doesn't make any difference in the substance ever. Having known the substance, you have really known what is to be known. So there also the satisfaction should come. That by knowing the fact that this is clay, I have known it. No, who made this pot and what is this car? And this is how the mind goes. All of these are incidental things, unsubstantial things. They do not matter at all. When they do not matter to us, that's called vairagya. That's why vairagya is the most important qualification required in the mind for knowing the truth. That I can let go the name and form in my mind. No physical thing has to be done. You don't have to break this part to let go the name and form, even when it is in this form. Because you cannot perceive the pot without perceiving the clay. Fortunately. Therefore, even when the pot is perceived, clay is perceived. All that is important is to recognize that the clay is real and the pot is incidental. Then if you want to see only clay, you can let go in your mind the name and form. What is this clay? So upadana karanam satyam, now this is what it is. Mritika iti eva satyam, meaning that in anything upadana karanam, the material cause is the real thing, is the real substance. And called what is transformation? What is name and form is incidental. It has no, as far as reality is concerned, it has no reality. The thing is that we are so much steeped in vyavahara. Vyavahara means in our daily life, which involves transactions. And all transactions take place at the level of name and form. The usefulness is only in name and form, understand? Clay is of no use, really. So usefulness, if usefulness is given reality, then of course the pot becomes real. But without usefulness is not reality. Substance is reality. Then you have to be indifferent usefulness. Usefulness keeps on changing. We demonstrated yesterday that even water is useful as far as quenching thirst is concerned. It's only conditionally. In dream, the waking water is not useful. In waking, dream water is not useful. In the dream last night I won a lottery. $25 million, you know. When I wake up, there's not a penny in my pocket. So we have to understand this. We are hung up with usefulness. We are hung up with these things. But when you really examine those concepts, it's hanging on to. There is no such thing as useful consistently. No such thing as valuable consistently. What is valuable then turns out to be non-valuable. You know, these mountaineers, when they climb, they carry a backpack with them. As you go it's higher and higher, that backpack becomes heavier and heavier. Because you become more and more exhausted, and as you go, the oxygen becomes less, and therefore the backpack, which you carry easily, becomes heavy. So you have to let go things. You climb further, you have to let go. Climb further, let go. You leave one apple for yourself. Even that also to let go if you want to go up. So what was very useful on the earth is not useful there. It becomes a burden. All of these are relative things. So don't hang on to this thing. Hang on means recognize the relative nature of all the ideas that you're holding on to. That's called mithya. In conditional, in one condition it is so and so, not in another condition. What is satyam? It is the same in all the conditions. Mritika ityeva satyam. So a very profound lesson of satya and mithya is given in this passage. What is the proposition? By knowing one thing, you know everything. What is the answer? By knowing upadana karanam. By knowing the material cause, you know everything. Because that's all worth knowing. That's all there is. There's nothing else. Other things appear to be there, they don't have reality. This sounds very difficult, emotionally difficult. Intellectually is understandable. Emotional, don't tell me, Swami, that my mother is mithya. Because mithya means, it's not there, and we don't say. Mithya alone is useful. This satyam is, you can't transact anything with satyam. Is asamsara, means it's not transactable. So what is transactable? Mithya alone is transactable. And transaction in our life, and it's so real to us, therefore, it's so difficult to see the unreality or mithyatva of the things, but they're so useful, Swamiji. You say a blanket is mithya? So, the question that they ask is, Swamiji, world is mithya, yes. This wall is mithya, yes. Can you walk through the wall? If it's mithya, can you walk through it? No. Then how can you say it is mithya? So it is said about Shankaracharya, somebody, they make up stories, but then apparently maybe a Vedantic teacher is walking along with his disciples through a narrow lane. An elephant comes. And that Mahavat driver on the elephant, hey, come on, run away. This elephant is mad, run away. So the disciples and teacher also ran away. The elephant went away. Then somebody who was watching this whole drama, he said, everything is mithya. I said, yeah. Then why do you run away? My running away also is mithya. Everything includes that also, is it not so? So mithya does not in any way change the vyavahara. But vyavahara, all our attitudes will change. This understanding will bring about all the right values in our life. Because we are holding on to so many things which are mithya and we take them to be satyam and hold on to them. That's how raga dveshas are created. Raga and dvesha, attachments and aversions are all created when what is mithya is taken to be satyam. And therefore, when you take what is mithya to be satyam, the satyam is ignored, unfortunately. The rope snake example, the snake is taken to be real, and therefore the rope is ignored. So all our transactions are all right. Nothing wrong in transacting. So nothing wrong in transacting with these things. As long as I understand that it is not gold, in this particular instance. I should not have told you that, but still, because it will then lose its, we always present this as a golden ornament. I shouldn't say it is not gold, but the point is that when I am transacting with, I should be aware. Then I will give as much value as it deserves. Not that this is not important, not that this is not useful, but I give this as much value as it has. If what appears to be gold but not gold is called mithya. So goldness is mithya. I should remember that. If I know, then I will deal with this with that understanding. Otherwise, if I take it as real gold, then I'll put it, I won't display it at all. You think I'll put it here? No. Thank God that you also know, otherwise it won't remain next day. So we can see how, when you understand mithya, it's a different comfort level. Is here, doesn't matter to me. Swamiji gives this somebody, I give it to somebody. Oh, he gave it to him, did not give me. But I know it's just, doesn't matter. If it comes, does not matter. Goes, does not matter. All raga dveshas are gone when mithya is understood as mithya. That's all. All raga dvesha, attachment, aversions are all products of taking mithya to be satyam. See, this is the answer to all the problems that we as individuals facing and the world is facing and anywhere. All problems are on account of taking as satyam what is mithya. This is my land and not your land, this is my thing. All of this stuff because it's all real. And nobody is going to listen to the Upadesha and nobody is going to give up what they are. But what I am saying is, we can see how all the problems, all conflicts arise because of that. So that is what gives, just because that body is different from this body, what is real is not the body. Upadana Karana is real, which happens to be consciousness. And then, As consciousness, there is no duality. That we'll see in the next verse. So consciousness cannot be transacted, I understand. You require a body, mind, sense complex to transact, which is fine. But that body, mind, sense complex is only a medium or vehicle for manifestation of consciousness. How much important the vehicle is? How much important the bulb is? It fuses, okay, replace it. I don't start crying, oh bulb is gone. No. I know, it's incidental. A child will cry when a toy, clay toy breaks, it will cry. Because it is real for that. It's crying and the father comes, Beta, what happened? My toy is broken. Doesn't matter. Because father is a wise person. He says, what does it matter? I'll give you another. I want that one. So giving reality to something, and the father is a wise person. He said, this is clay. I want that one only. So that's the difference of giving reality and recognizing as mithya. How much freedom you get, understand this. This is freedom. Recognizing mithya as mithya makes us free. 90% is achieved. Then other thing is 10%, So this is called vichara marga or jnana marga. All of this can be achieved through other, marga also. By bhakti also, that you are devoted to name and form, and then that is how you establish a relationship by which you can then become free from that. You get its grace and it lets you go, whatever. Anyway, but the thing is that that will be, I think, one question answer session. But so recognizing mithya as mithya, then only we can recognize satyam as satyam. So now with this background, now we come to the next passage. That is, we'll read that. Which is the most important, one of the most important passages in Vedanta, is the fourth. There's one statement have you taken. Sadeva somya idamagra asid ekameva dvitiyam. Every time somya and somya and somya. Somya, somya. Pleasing one. Moon is pleasing one. Oh, pleasing one. I guess Guru always is pleased looking at the disciple who is interested in studying and who shows a response. So, when the Guru is communicating, sees the response on the face of the disciple or listener, that's what pleases him. Oh, pleasing one. Meaning what? I see on your face a response to what I am teaching, and so I am pleased. Oh, pleasing one. Sadeva swam idamagrasid ekameva dvitiyam. Oh, good looking one. Agre. I'm looking at the translation. Somya. Oh, good looking one. Agre. In the beginning. You find word agre? Sadeva agra. But actually it is what? Agre. What is the sandhi? The Sanskrit scholars? Echoya vayavaha. Okay, right. So anyway, so A becomes A and Ya is elided and therefore it remains A. So it's actually agre. The Ekara gets first transformed to Aya, then Ya goes away, so agra. What it is agre? But we have to read agra by the way. Ekameva agra. Sadev sam ekameva agra asid. Don't read ek agre asid. In the mind understand. So this is again, that what is agre becomes agra here. That is Sanskrit. So agre means what? In the beginning. So see the translation. Somya, oh good looking one. Agre, in the beginning. This, you see the next word there, this. Where is this in Sanskrit? Where is idam? Somya idam. Sat eva somya idam agre asit. Idam means this. So this, whatever can be demonstrated or appreciated as this, So this includes what? This is object. There are two categories of things in our life. What is this? This is the object. What's the other entity? Subject. Object and subject. Drushya, drashta. Bhogya, bhokta. Jnaya, jnata. So these are two categories. So now, most amazingly, this Upanishad begins with Tat Pada, by the way. So you tell us Tat Tvam Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. 3 words are there. What is Tat is first discussed. What is Tvam? Secondly discussed. What is Asi? Finally discussed. So the trend of this Upanishad is followed by everybody, even Brahma Sutra also. Athato Brahma Jignasa. Janmadyasya, that from which there is Janmadi, Upadana Karanam. So even the Brahma Sutra also begins with describing Ishvara as Upadana Karanam. Although it's both Upadana and Nimitta, then Nimitta is, the commentators say Nimitta is also included, but what he said, so this one describes as God as what? Upadana Karanam. So what is Vedanta's God? Upadana Karanam, the material cause of the universe. Of course, Nimitta Karanam also, but because other people only describe God as creator, as Nimitta Karanam, what is most important, the greatest contribution here is to also understand that God is Upadana Karanam also, that it is material cause as well. Because in the creation of pot, we know there are 2 causes. One is the pot maker, yesterday we said, he is called the Nimitta Karanam, efficient cause, intelligent cause. And there is clay, which is a material or material cause. So in every creation you require at least 2 causes, the material cause and the efficient cause. So that example that we find in our day-to-day life is stretched to this creation also. That just as in creation of pot, there are 2 causes, the material called the clay and the pot maker, the efficient cause, or Nimitta Karanam. So also in the creation of the universe, there must be 2 causes only, the material cause and the efficient cause. The Upadana Karanam and Nimitta Karanam. Now what is the characteristic of these 2 causes? The Nimitta Karanam always an intelligent entity, a conscious entity. Like a pot maker. Who is he? He is a conscious entity who has a knowledge of what he has to create, who has a power to create that, skill, and the desire to create. 3 things are required. The knowledge, the power, and you may have all knowledge and all power, but you may still not do any, there is no desire. So desire also is required. So who is Nimitta Karanam? Nimitta Karanam, the intelligent cause or the efficient cause, is a conscious being who must have the knowledge of what is to be created, who must have the power to create, who must have the desire to create. This is Nimitta Karanam. So all the philosophies present God as Nimitta Karanam, as the creator of the universe. But what happens is, Nimitta Karanam, as we said yesterday, the creator always remains separate from the creation. And therefore, when we buy a shirt, we don't have to bring a tailor or a weaver along with that. Nimitta karana. All that comes is upadana karana. The fabric or cloth only comes. But upadana karana is always inert. Clay is insentient. The nimitta karanam is a sentient being. Upadana karanam is insentient. How can God be insentient? So God is sentient, conscious. Therefore, everybody presents Ishvara or God as a nimitta karanam, as a creator. And nimitta karanam remains separate from the karyam or the process. Therefore, for them, Ishvara is different from the Jagat. So you assign a place to Ishvara. The Ishvara is out there someplace, different and away from Jagat. Because same model as a pot maker is extended to the creation of the universe. Vedanta says that model does not apply to creation of the universe. Why? Because where will you get, I will not elaborate, Swami will take 1 hour to explain this. Where did you get the material? Where did the material X came? Where the material Z came from material Y, it came from X, it will go up to all the way, A. The thing is that, where does the material come from? Oh, somebody gave him the material, then he becomes Ishvara. Where did he get the material? That means that we cannot explain a separate source of material. For a pot maker, the clay is there, separate source. For Ishvara, when he wants to create, where does he get the material? Because nothing is created yet, understand? For material to be there, it must have been created. It's not yet. So what will he do in the beginning? So he himself is material. Therefore, the upadana, nimitta and upadana, both the causes must be one, to be traced to one. So Ishvara is abhinna nimitta upadana karanam, meaning where the material and efficient causes are one, single. So here nimitta karanam is very easy to understand, upadana karanam is very difficult to understand. Therefore here the upadana karanam, sat means Ishvara. So agre in the beginning, idam, this, what is this? The entire universe of names and forms. Sat asid, that asid is a verb. Should go with sat, sat asid. People, idam asid, that's how they connect. This was sat asid. And so all of this was exist. So idam sat asid, that's how it goes. Not sat idam asid, idam sat, this was sat. This was sat in the beginning, before the creation. How many things were there? Ekameva dvityam, one without second. So this is how the Upadesha, the instruction, begins in the ChhandogyaUpanishad. So far the background was laid out, and now with that background being clear to us, this Upadesha also will become clear. So we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Panah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.